What's up guys, Larry Chen here. I am in the 2022 Toyota Tundra. I got my buddy Zach from the Smoking Tire.
What's up everybody?
He's my co-driver for today and we're actually taking this thing off-road. I'll dive into a little more details about this truck. Normally we don't do these kind of reviews, right? But this truck speaks to me, especially because I have the current generation one. I just built one for off-road use, and who knows, maybe this might be something in the future that we'll build, but I figured to check it out and do like a first drive. Yeah, so we are in a crew cab SR5 but TRD off-road, and this has crawl control, which I just tried. I don't think this has a locking diff. Oh no, it does. Look, check it out.
Oh yeah,
this has a locking diff, which is really cool. It's electronic. Like for the older generation ones, if you wanted to put one in, you would have to essentially get like an air diff, air locker. But this is cool that it comes standard. Oh, this is neat.
I'm gonna go front view on the camera.
Uh-huh.
So this, look at what's behind us, what's next to us. This helps you place your tires. Oh, there we go. Now we can see more of the tire. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And you got like your yaw and angle, all that stuff.
That's if you don't have a spotter.
Right.
Pretty cool.
I wonder if this has a warning when you get too much lean, because I'm really skittish with like tilting a truck.
Side hilling?
Side hilling, I don't like. Like beyond 12 degrees, I start to get nervous. And the most I've ever done was like 13, and I was freaking out because I don't do it very often.
Yeah, so because like the FJ, my FJ has like a manual one.
Okay.
Right? Or it's just like a ball.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's a ball full of water.
Yeah.
What's the most you've ever hit on that?
I don't know, because when I hit it, I don't want to look at it. And also when I hit it, usually it's bouncing around and it's like maxing out.
Oh my God.
You know? So due to traffic, we're not going to get a lap record this time, but next time we might. You know, everything's off, traction control's off. There's a lot of things that I noticed right away with this truck. The rear suspension is the biggest thing. The coilover shock versus leaf spring is so big. It is noticeable right away. I mean, as soon as you, for me, when I jump on the 10 freeway, the undulation is like, oh my God, it's horrible.
With the leaves, it's horrible?
Yeah. Even with the upgraded Deaver leaf springs, they're great for off-road. They're way softer, but still for street use, unfortunately, it's just something, it's just a characteristic of a pickup truck with no weight in the back. You know, it just bounces up and down a lot and very fast. But this, because it is a coilover or a separate coil from shock, it's so much better. It's so much nicer ride.
And you have double wishbones in the front, like a GT3. So this is basically a race car in the front.
Right.
Right.
This is basically the truck GT3.
The truck GT3 RS or Touring. No, it just makes it, they did a bunch of stuff with the geometry in the front. They also changed that front from like a McPherson to a multi-link. So it should track straighter, handle a little bit better, and just overall be easier to drive.
Yeah. I mean, I'm vlogging and I'm off-roading, and it's pretty heavy off-roading too. I don't suggest this, and we're not professionals by all means at all.
Amateurs close course.
Yeah. Amateurs close course. Later on, I'm gonna pull a Lewis, and I'm essentially gonna tap on every single piece and see how the quality is.
The interior seems pretty sound. Not really a lot to complain about.
But yeah, there's like dead trees here. There may be some naturist pinstriping on this after we're done with it. It's a brand new truck. It's still pre-production, but it's close. Well, it helps with a big truck, right? So when you drive a truck without any assist, without any cameras or sensors, it's actually really difficult, especially if you live in a city where the streets are pretty narrow and parking is an issue. It's very hard to navigate just because the vehicle is so big and it's a lot of times you just can't get out and look for yourself, you know.
Right.
But this stuff really helps a lot.
Yeah, I think there's some driving nannies that coddle us a little bit too much. You know, like if it helps you stay straight on a highway, you should be able to do that. But the top-down views on really big vehicles or proximity sensors, if it keeps you from hitting something or damaging another person's car or your car, I think that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And it's funny, I tried to do a Supra shoot, right, with my buddy Spencer, who's a professional mountain bike guy, right, or a professional rider for Specialized. And we tried to do a shot where he's riding next to the car, and the car wouldn't allow it. The car would just keep stopping just by itself.
Because it thinks you're about to hit someone? Whoa.
It thought we were about to hit this bicyclist. Yeah, so it's too smart.
Did you have to, could you turn all the stuff off and eventually
No, even if you turned everything off, it would still think. I mean, that's the thing is, like, for example, when you rode with me at Grid Life when we were chasing vehicles, in order for it to keep going fast without shutting all the, without turning on all the nannies, I actually have to leave the camera exposed. So I put a banner up where it says Grid Life, but I had to cut out the middle so that way the camera is still able to do its job. Which is
because if you cover the camera, it thinks you're about to hit an object. Whoa.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Now what's funny is that you left the camera exposed and it doesn't see that you're 2 feet away from another vehicle that's smoking so much. You think it would shut you down because it's like, oh, you're about to hit something that's on fire.
Well, it's kind of interesting because it does turn on and it gives me a warning when the acceleration difference is too great, right? So it doesn't stop for me, but it gives me a warning. And I'm not exactly sure what the science is behind that, but like if some vehicle is moving the same speed as me and I'm 2 feet away from them, for some reason it thinks it's still okay.
Yeah, it's like now you're just in traffic. But if you're accelerating at a greater rate, it knows your closing rate is dangerous. Yeah. And that's when it has that, like, the early braking warning system. Right.
That's when it gives me a warning. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I mean, you experience it for yourself, you know? It lets me do everything I want.
You're like this close to the car. Like, I mean, really, really close to the smoke machine that is whatever drifter you're following. It's intense. It's really intense.
It's a lot of fun.
It's super fun. It's really fun, but man, it's intense.
So this is like the Night Rider mode, where it like just hovers over the ground.
Right. Yeah. This is the Doc Brown mode that you've engaged. Larry engaged this. He wanted to test the Tundra SR5 Offroad's articulation, and we found the limit of it because 2 feet back the tire was on the ground, and now it looks like he caught a giant fish. He's like, yeah, man, caught about 2 feet of air on this tire. Use a 30-pound pull. Not bad. Not bad.
So good.
The back right has more droop than like a collapsed sport truck.
Well, let's see this. My favorite part about it is its stock tires completely, right? And this is just like.
It looks like you're driving down the highway and you're just dropping the bags and you're just gonna throw sparks because you have magnesium like glued to the base of your frame.
That really, I mean, the frame, you know, that's the whole thing about the frame. Like, us just aired out like this or articulated like this, it's crazy that the bed is not more warped.
That's true.
I
mean, that's good.
Yeah.
It's not, that gap is pretty consistent top to bottom, which I cannot say is true for other trucks I've been in.
All right, so we're gonna get back in because we're holding up traffic pretty bad here. All right, so there was one point when we were crossed up where the front left was compressed and the rear right was compressed and it wouldn't go anywhere. But guess what? I turned on the e-locker and that's what let me go forward.
Oh, so that was not engaged before?
No.
So you were in for low, right? But without the e-diff engaged?
Yeah, without the e-diff engaged. Yeah. Oh. Dude, we got a water crossing.
Oh man, this is severe. Do you have a snorkel?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Hold on.
I don't know.
Let's check this out here. Okay. All right. We got a serious water crossing here.
Whoa.
We don't have a snorkel.
Hold your breath. I'm gonna lift my feet up. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. Woo.
So good.
That was adorable.
Yeah. That was cute. Should be fun. So Zach is gonna put it into a drive and see if we can get it stuck.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah. I don't want this day to end, Larry.
Yeah.
So if I get us stuck, we'll be here forever.
Just a perpetual loop of this that Toyota built for us.
Groundhog Day, just stuck on the same off-road loop forever. Steering is super light.
Alright, so Zach just went up this little steep incline here, and even though he wanted to try it in two-wheel drive, they made him put it in four-wheel drive. But this is pretty legit shot here. This is pretty cool how steep it is. Don't make the mistake I did. Make this
Having
in
children?
one.
Oh.
Make this in one go. You can do it.
Well, it's a late apex, Mr.
Yeah.
Chen, so you got to come in late, otherwise you're not going to make the 10.
There you go.
British racing.
We are in a British racing green.
We are. It looks
Tundra.
good. I like this
Yeah.
color.
Yeah. So we were talking about the TRD seats, and actually there's a lot of the accents like on the front grille, and also the over fenders on the TRD that have this kind of, they call it forged carbon. The only other manufacturer I've ever seen use it is Lamborghini. Right. So I don't know. I mean, maybe that says something.
Well,
whatever.
normally the Venn diagram between Lamborghini and Toyota is this. It's two circles far apart, but somehow they've overlapped with this like material style.
What does Toyota call it? Digicamo or
I don't remember. Something camo.
Something camo. No. That's just directions, sir.
We'll drop a lower third in for that.
Well, it's some kind of camo, and it's very pronounced. That's when you know you're going hard. That's when you know you're going hard, sir, when you honk the horn.
Man, these logs are no joke. They just jumped out of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, the next thing is to turn on the windshield wipers, too. This is so good. All right, so they dug out these holes for us. And it actually compresses the suspension really good. And like I was able to get this wheel up 2 feet in the air. So let's see how Zach does over here. Let's see here.
Tell me when I have a wheel in the air.
Oh, it's in there. Oh, it's really in there. It's really, so now this is far enough in the air where I can physically just maybe put like 15 pounds of pressure, and I can actually shake it pretty good.
Oh my God.
How's that feeling there?
Yeah, you're rocking me to sleep.
Yeah.
Larry's just pulling on the bed. It's actually tilting the car. Okay, we're in it. We're in it. We're in it.
All right. Now we're gonna test out the towing capabilities with this Airstream. This one actually has tow mirrors. gonna go camping, bud?
Yeah, let's go get away from it all, bud.
Yeah? All right, here we go.
Off the grid, off kilter, bud.
Off the grid. So this one is more like my truck because this is the double cab.
Right.
It's definitely a lot less room back there. But let's see how it tows. Damn, I hear the turbos.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. No, see, not when you do that, just a little bit. If you do a little bit, watch. Try it again.
A little bit.
Little. See?
Oh, yeah.
You hear it?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah, it sounds like a city bus.
This will decimate all if you put 10 grand into it and maybe overnight parts from Japan.
Yeah.
Those turbos were tiny, weren't they?
Yeah, they're really tiny.
Water,
I mean,
like this big.
you would expect, I mean, that's the thing is there's just so much upgradability with this vehicle, with this engine. I can only imagine what the aftermarket is going to do to it. That's kind of what I'm looking forward to. You know, and honestly, it's good enough stock. Really, it's pretty fast.
But if bigger turbos will fit,
yeah,
someone should find out. See what happens.
so it does make fun turbo noises. You hear that? If you just listen carefully. See? Made that noise.
Can you feel the tow haul plus mode?
I don't know. Okay, so this is off, right? Oh yeah. It's a very big difference. Yeah. It just makes the throttle response a lot better. Huh. Interesting. Listen. Hear that? Like it's like around that like 2,500 RPM. It seems like when it's really like making that noise. I just want that way louder.
Just put a duck call on it.
Yeah, just really loud. That sound amplified by 10 times. That's good.
You want a Supra pickup truck,
I do.
like a Mark IV.
I mean, it is a 6-cylinder twin turbo. How much different is this versus a Mark IV, right? I mean, 1794. They should have a 1776 edition. Comes with a gun rack.
Oh, it's so good. A musket rack.
Musket rack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the windows are open because the gun's so long. It has to stick out each side.
But this is really plush right here. 1794 edition. The walnut. This is legit. Oh, this just hit me in the leg. Okay, so this is automatic. But yeah, they got walnut trim. The leather, the brown leather is super nice. This is the digital dash. You didn't look at this one yet, right?
No, I didn't.
Check out the digital dash.
I mean, it's nice though.
It's really nice. I love this. Oh, this is legit right here, dude.
Yeah, sunshine.
This is great.
It's very helpful.
Oh, and the roof. This one has the roof too. This one has a big pano roof. Very nice. Alright, so we've done all the demonstrations.
Yep.
We've done off-road. We did wheelies.
We
all
did.
of that. Yeah.
Sent it.
And this is actually my first time I actually get to really take some time and look at the outside piece by piece, because you know what, we are dirtbags, and I mean not you, we at Hoonigan, we're dirtbags and we want to modify everything, right? One of the things that I noticed, and I was pointing it out to Zach, is that it may be harder to do a wide body on this simply because there's some lines, like how is this gonna come out 4.5 inches and get into this and this crease? I don't know. Maybe somebody a lot smarter than me that does body work potentially I mean, maybe they'll be able to figure it out better.
Yeah. Well, I think, you were saying on your truck, this line is straight?
Yeah, it's
and
straight.
Here it's slightly bowed?
Yeah, so there's like a dent here, or there's a line here, and there's a line here.
Yeah.
On top of that, what's interesting is there's this line on the current generation truck, but also there's a line here, which this doesn't have. So this has a little dimple here, but the bumper itself is not actually one piece. The bumper itself is multiple pieces, and this actually comes all the way up. So if we were to do metal bumpers, or if we were to do some kind of aftermarket bumper, we'd have to take this whole thing off. We'd have to essentially make cuts here. So we keep this red piece here, and then we can make a cut here, and somehow we make a cut all the way through here.
Right.
That's the only way.
The quality, how good your wide body will look really depends on how good that cutting was done. And then you also have, this piece will be floating, so we don't know how strongly this is affixed, or like what if the main support for this is here?
Well, then to solve that, the wide body would incorporate
You'd have
this.
to incorporate that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it would have to. And that's what it's like on mine. So the guys at ADV Fiberglass, they actually looked at a bunch of different kits for mine, and they're like, you know what, we're just going to get rid of this body line. And then it's just one piece. Whereas a lot of other wide body manufacturers actually leave it in.
They try to keep that
Yeah.
in there.
And
Got
then there's the issue where this is a floating piece that could come off when you're doing heavy off-road.
Right.
Yeah.
And yours looks kind of OEM, partly because of the shape of the headlight really lends itself to adding a wide body, which you pointed out up here is this will be a lot more challenging, possibly, depending on the people that actually make these things. I'm not one of them, but this just seems like a more complicated thing.
Yeah, and it's easy to say. I mean, honestly, I took so much inspiration from the Raptor. You know, you look at the F-150 and you look at the narrow body version and you look at the Raptor, and it's very easy to see where they added space.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially we did the same thing, but for the Tundra. This, you know, there's going to be some challenges to make it fit. And, you know, there's so many enthusiasts that are loyal to the Toyota brand, and they are off-roaders, and the heavy off-roaders, they're going to figure it out.
They will.
Yeah.
What I will say is, like, even if it's challenging, the aftermarket usually has a solution.
Yeah.
Because there are smart people that do those kinds of things and make things.
So another thing that's going to be really challenging is also the back, because guess what? The old bumper stops right here. This extends all the way here. Mm-hmm. So then if you were to get a wider tire, then what are you going to do with this, you know? So
Right.
the aftermarket bedsides, if you are so inclined to go that far, you cut this skin off of the bed, and then you replace the whole thing. But if you were to do that now, what are you going to do with this, you know?
Well,
so then
you either have to you'll either have to get an aftermarket bumper, right, and take this whole piece off.
Yeah.
Or again, you're gonna have to cut it.
Right. Yeah, so it's a lot of cutting, which, you know what, if that's what you want to do, you know, that's what you're going to have to do. But with that said, it already is a strong platform. Mainly the engine transmission is what I'm so excited about.
And there's a cool little thing over here. I don't know if you saw this.
Yeah, what's that?
Push that button.
What is this?
Wait, don't push it!
What? That's actually pretty cool.
Right, pretty clever.
Yeah.
It's integrated into the design. On that side, it doesn't look like it's standing out, and it's more reliable than one of those foot sensors that sometimes don't always work. So I think that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
And it's a soft open bed on all of them, which is nice.
Yeah. There's a lot of features. The main thing for me, the thing that I noticed right away, is it just drives like a modern truck, in that the multi-link rear suspension just is so much nicer on the road. Off-road, I can't really tell because of the stock tires that we had. These are essentially just all season street tires. But on-road, you know, just the small undulations, it's just not bouncing up and down all over the place.
Yeah, I think the truck industry has really, it's like a have your cake and eat it too thing. Like they were daily drivers for a lot of people, and then they became luxury items, and now a lot of them have a ride that really fits with the interior quality, the interior luxury, and honestly the price. Because for a while, if you were buying a $90,000 truck and it was bouncing down the highway, if you weren't carrying a lot of stuff often, it's like, what are you doing? Just buy a Mercedes.
Yeah.
But now it rides really nice and it's nice inside, and et cetera, et cetera. This is more of like a middle spec. I mean, it's a limited, but it doesn't have the panoramic roof because it doesn't have the longer rear door.
Oh yeah, so this is the double cab. Yeah, so this one is exactly, this is pretty much the new version of my truck.
Because this is the smaller cab, still a 4-door.
Yeah, 6.5 foot bed. Yeah.
Mid-sized bed.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's another thing that I just noticed from looking at my old pictures. I thought this looked a little weird. This actually has a rocker panel, or like a side skirt, whereas the old truck, the end of the bottom is pretty much the end of the door. So this is going to be fun to figure out too. So how does this fender come in all the way down here? Does it meet this, or does it go over this? Who knows?
That comes off, but we don't know what's under it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we take it off, and then the body line just goes here, and then the over fender goes all the way down.
Yeah.
And it meets down there.
It'll be cool to see what people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be really cool.
It'll be great.
Yeah. I'm gonna do one of these. I'm gonna do one of the Lewis's where he just starts tapping, turning, pushing, rubbing, making heat.
These are pre-pro plastics. Pre-pro plastics.
Yeah, so a lot of this stuff is pre-production. This is a pre-production truck, but you know, everything is functional still. And it's been a lot of fun driving this thing. You know, it has a lot of power. Almost 400 horsepower.
Yeah, 389 horsepower, 479 torque, and this is the non-hybrid one. So, and that one gets another 40 horsepower and another 180 pound-feet of torque, I think.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious on how that one drives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should drive really nice. You know what I like? Volume knob.
Oh yeah.
Keeping the volume knob. That's really good.
I also like that it's like forever spinning. You know, because there's ones that it's like it just stops, or it's like too sensitive.
That's the name of my instructional dance video. It's forever spinning. I also like, this might be really nerdy for people, but a lot of cars these days, the buttons are all vertically mounted and you push forward. I like that these you push down.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I think it saves space.
Oh, it's kind of like the Millennium Falcon. You're like...
Right. It feels like a toggle switch, and it just it saves space.
Boom, boom, boom. You know, you got to go manual, this, that, and the other. Traction control off, of course, as soon as you get in. So, oh, yeah. So this, I already feel like it's a lot lighter. I don't know. Maybe it's hard to tell with the shocks, but another thing is no fake hood scoops.
Right. You hate that.
I hate it so much.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's been a thing with Toyota for a while, including my FJ that has a fake hood scoop, and I've been trying to find a light bar that fits in it for a long time. I have not been able to find that yet, but this one, you know, there's a lot of scoops, but these are all functional. See, air actually goes into these.
Well, the
to
intercoolers,
coolers,
as we saw from right there,
yeah,
that's where the intercoolers are.
Yeah. So those are for the intercoolers, but this is it has a dual intake setup because it is twin turbo, and the intake manifold lends for dual intakes, which is pretty cool. Other than that, I mean, there's a lot of room. It seems like it's a motor that's still pretty easy to work on, minus the EV stuff. I think everything else seems like it's pretty easy to work on. There's a lot of room, and there's room to put like an air horn up here too, if you're so inclined.
People in the aftermarket, let us know what size turbo will fit down there. The turbos were real small on the demo thing over there.
The turbos are small, and for them to be able to make this power is already impressive. You know what we didn't ask is if it takes premium fuel, if it takes 87. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this coverage. I know it's not typical of us at Autofocus to feature new cars, but you know, it's one of those things where this will eventually go to the aftermarket. We'll see probably a couple modified ones at SEMA this year. Yeah, there's a lot of development to be had with this V6 twin turbo. I'm excited about it. Hey, look, Ford had a 3.5 liter V6 twin turbo. They took it to Le Mans. They used it in the Ford GT, and it's like such a good motor. So who knows what's going to happen with this motor? Maybe they'll put this in a drift car or something. Who knows?